The children know exactly what they should be doing. Then if somebody is not doing it, I encourage the children to say to that person what the thing that they're doing wrong. So rather than always come to me as the oracle of discipline, I encourage them to say, well, say to that person, you're overtaking me, remember.
It seems to me a key life skill, being able to go into a situation feeling wound up but end up feeling okay through something you yourself have done. So-and-so has hit me, so okay, let's have them over here. Okay, so-and-so says that you've hit him. Can you talk with each other now and agree with each other what happened? When you've agreed what happened, agree what you want to do about it. And then I really do let them do it, but I don't send them away. I need to hear what they're doing, really, and to just keep an eye on it and an ear on it. And they will discuss it, and 90% of the time the children will end up saying, okay, we've agreed, I did say that, I shouldn't have said it, I've apologised, he said so, and we've shaken hands and we're okay. And I said, are you sure you're okay? And you can tell whether they are just by looking at them. And 90% of the time they are, and they go away feeling positive. And that, for me, is why we end up with the positive outcome, which is a very important thing for them to have achieved, because in the end it's actually them who've done it, and that's really the important message. And you can see it in their body language, in their facial expression at the end of a particular event, episode, that they actually feel good about it, because they can go away smiling, having shaken hands or sometimes given a hug or whatever is appropriate. Whereas in the past, in my early years as a teacher, a similar situation would have resulted in them, both of them, ending up feeling very screwed up, and at least one of them feeling still very, very aggrieved.
We've got someone in our class who has presented some difficult, challenging behaviour in terms of dealing with other people and conflict, and is naturally quite aggressive about a situation, and has over the year started off by being very confrontational when things don't go her way.
It's the self-belief. I think a lot of the problem with a lot of the children do struggle in most schools is self-belief. They failed so many times in the past, they think they're going to fail again. And it's getting the children out of that routine. It's getting them to think to themselves that if I do work, I can do it.
Slowly, by explaining that nobody can deal with somebody shouting at them. If she speaks in a reasonable way, her point of view will be heard. And although she's had to get angry because she's felt at times like she was in the right and we weren't listening to her, because we've consistently presented that front, no, I cannot talk to you while you're presenting me with that kind of behaviour. Over the year, we've seen her make real progress, and now, although she may still start off in a confrontational way, you can actually observe her thinking about what she's doing and knowing that it's not going to achieve what she wants it to achieve, and she will backtrack.
I've just had a new child, and he was being bullied in his last school, and he was quite concerned that he was going to be bullied here, and he wouldn't have any friends, and to start with, was all withdrawn and sit in the corner, wouldn't speak to anybody. But now he's come out of his shell so much, you sort of see the transformation from someone, from a child who's looking down at the floor and really self-conscious, to, I stood on the field today, and he's there playing games with a couple of the girls and a couple of the boys, and he's laughing and joking, running around and really getting involved and enjoying himself. Now, the remit we got was, you've got a child coming to your class, he's got behavioural problems, he doesn't socialise very well, he's not very good academically, you may have quite a few problems, and we've had problems, and we've had to move him on. But I haven't seen any of that so far. I've seen him come to a warm, supporting school, and we settled in brilliantly.
With some of the special needs children, they're not very good at being able to read facial expressions or body language from their peers, and from adults as well, but more so from their peers, and they don't understand personal space, and they may come too close or very touchy with the children, and the children don't always accept that. They need to be told how they've made this other child feel, because they're not aware of how this child's feeling if they've hit them or they've been unkind in any way. They need us to tell them how this child is feeling before they can understand what they've actually done wrong. So we have things like social stories where we either make one up together about the situation, see how we could have dealt with it in different ways, and decide together which would have been the best way to deal with it. Or role play with the children And then again, it's going back to the rules set for the whole class and reinforcing those too. We have a visual timetable, and instead of writing down what is happening throughout the day, we have pictures or the staff's faces so that they'll know, because they don't just have one person working with them throughout the school. We have photos of the staff, and they'll know when each person is coming to be with them, and we'll have pictures of the activities that they're going to do. So it's visual, they can actually see that throughout the day they can see what is coming next, because that helps the children. They do like the routine and they feel secure, and sometimes their behaviour deteriorates when things happen out of the blue and they're not sure what's going to happen. If we can, it's good if you can ignore their negative behaviour, because a lot of the time they're doing it for attention. So if they're just like hiding under a table or something that's not endangering the rest of the class, then you try and turn a blind eye. What's worked before is I've actually busied myself with an activity and spoken really loudly and made out that I was having great fun and it was really exciting what I was doing. And then the child starts creeping out to have a look what you're doing and actually becomes involved in the activity with you.
If I see one of the other teachers, one of the experienced teachers, resolving a problem, I'll often stand quite close to it and just listen to what they're saying.
If you've somebody on the staff and you think, wow, that's very impressive, the children react really well to that person, try and analyse how they're doing it, try that technique yourself.
To talk to other teachers about what works with particular children, because they may already have strategies that you can use.
And picking up from colleagues on courses. Only last week I found something in some literature I'd gained from a course which is along the lines of you've either made a good choice with your behaviour or you've made a wobbly choice. And I thought the phrase wobbly choice was a really nice one to use with young children, and I've started using those two phrases this week, which is far preferable than saying you're doing the wrong thing or what you've done is a bad thing. And the children have picked up quickly and can say to each other, you know, that was a wobbly choice, and then you can go on to why.